Hi everybody. Today I want to talk about the value of project management and the reason for practicing that. Now in previous videos we spoke about definitions of projects and project management and the project management process. Today I really want to focus on the reason for practicing project management and what is the value that brings to you and your organization or your environment that you are working in. So when we talk about projects, there's always constraints. You need to do stuff as quick as at best as possible. You've got the constraint. We talk about the triple constraint. You've got your time constraint, you've got your scope or your quality constraint, and then you've got your cost constraint. And what we try to accomplish with projects is to minimize those three, get it in balance, and still sort of adhere to the requirements of the client or the project sponsor. So what are we trying to do then through project management? Now let's put a little bit of a scale. I always say there's a contradiction. So the first contradiction is, what is the opposite of project management? Let's talk about that so we can maybe clearly go back to projects and see what the value of that is. I say the opposite of project management is crisis management. Now, so you've got a problem you need to solve, but you only reach that problem when you get there. So I decided not to think ahead, I decided not to plan, I just start doing. So on my journey of doing, I reach problems which I need to solve then there on the moment, where I'm busy with it, and then solve that problem and then go on. But can you see the beauty of project management is that what you are actually doing is you are building a model. In project management we say setting and keeping to the course of action. Is setting up, building a model of what you want to accomplish. First we say scoping, so we develop the scope, and through that we plan for time, and through that we plan for cost. Now, so you your schedule and your budget. And then what we are trying to do, we say this is a model we want to use so that when stuff happens, when we are actually executing our project, when we are actually doing our stuff, we've got something to fall back to. We've got a blueprint, we've got a plan that we can now go and follow and say, but listen, we did thought about this problem that occurs. We did thought about this problem, we know what to do, and everything's going to just go so much more smoother if you take that approach. I always say project managers or project management is a proactive approach. Proactive means you think about something before it happens. So reactive, what's the difference? Proactive, reactive. The reactive person will walk, he'll fall into a hole, he'll climb out and continue walking. But then he might have a sore leg or something. The proactive person will walk, he'll see the hole, he'll jump over the hole, and he'll just continue walking on. So that's the different mindset. So what we're saying is that when you are practicing project management, you are, number one, eliminating waste. Because what you are doing, you are getting into an environment, you know what's coming, you can eliminate your waste because you've got so much more information about the real world or the sort of projected real world when you want to get to. So it's number one, waste. And if we talk about wastes in project or waste in projects, we talk about waste in those three, the triangle. We're talking about waste in terms of your scope, we're talking about waste in terms of your schedule, and we're talking about waste in terms of your cost, the budget, the amount of money that you have. And those are the things that you focus on, that you get a better output by thinking ahead a bit. So coming back to the question, what is the value of project management? Now to talk about the value, I always say I would love to do a research project sometime. And what I'm going to do with this research, I'm going to get two building contractors and I'm going to get two sites. And what I'm going to do with that two sites is I'm going to give one contractor a plan. I'm going to have two equivalent plans, exactly the same building they need to build. Let's say call it a house or something. I'm going to say let's say about 3 months before construction starting, I'm going to give the one contractor, I'm going to give him the plans. I'm going to say, this is the plans, this is the scope, this is what I want you to build. Go and plan for this, go and schedule for this, go and budget for this. I want you to be on site on a specific date. The second contractor, I'm not going to give anything. And I want them to pitch up on site on the same time, the same place. Now, maybe they can be a bit apart from each other because I don't want them to sort of see what's going on. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, ready, steady, go, start with the project and start building the building. And the beauty of that would be that you can actually quantify the difference between planning, setting a course of action, project management, and just crisis management. Do the next thing that pops up. because you can actually go, because you've got a benchmark, you can actually go and see, and I can promise you there's going to be lots of cost waste on this side. There's going to be schedule waste on this side. There's going to be quality issues on this side, because remember, this person needs to pitch up on site. He's going to think about the first thing that needs to happen. He's just going to start doing. This person has got a nice planned approach. They've got everything set out, cost, they've got their budget, they've got their schedule, they've got their suppliers set up, everything. They've got their critical path set up in a way to make sense. And this would be a nice way to document the difference or the value that project management brings to the project and the organization, and the activities that they are doing in a sense like this. So hopefully by talking about this a bit, you've got a better idea of saying, listen, I know what project is, I know the definition, I know what project management is, but what is it really? What's the value that it brings to me and my organization, or even my normal environment in which I work? And why should I practice that if I can just go on and do stuff? So I hope I've added some value. I hope I've answered some questions that you have in your head about the value of projects and the reason for practicing that. And I hope to see you soon again in another video. Thank you.